Rachel.
Hi. I like when we record in a different spot where we can face each other.
I know. The she shed is set up so that we like kind of face each other.
Yeah. But this is nice.
Yeah, this is good. Let's welcome everybody.
All right. Hello, everyone.
Welcome
to Two Mystic Mamas.
It is chilly outside today.
The chills are here.
I went for a walk yesterday morning and not realizing that it was like misty, rainy, sprinkling, and it was like 38 degrees.
Yes.
I was most definitely not prepared for that level of weather. So I walked for a mile and then that was it.
Yeah, well, I give you props for walking for a mile in that because this is definitely the time when you can look outside and you can almost know what season you're in without, like, if you were just plopped in, like you time traveled and you were like, boom, look outside and tell me what season it is. Fall is so interesting when you can have the dark blue up against the white sky, and then the trees are all these different shades, and it's the wind is blowing. You're like, it's just cold. You can just tell. You can see chill.
Yeah, Charlie definitely did not prepare for rehearsal last night. He was a cold Sasquatch.
Well, him and Emlyn were in the same boat because they also moved indoor practice outdoors, which I did not know. So Emlyn was also not prepared to practice soccer outside. And she's like, Mom, I was like numb, like I couldn't feel anything. And this one girl on my team kicked the ball and it hit me in the back. And I was like, oh. She's like, it hurt. I was like, I know that feeling when a soccer ball slaps your cold ass skin.
I thought you were going to say that she kicked her in the vagina with the ball. So I'm very glad it was the back.
She kicked her right in the middle of her back. And she's like, and I started crying a little bit. And then I was like, no, be tough. And I was like, oh, way to go. All right. So chill vibes only. You can be chilly.
Yes.
You can see chilly.
Speaking
you can
of
eat chili.
Being prepared. That's what we're here to talk to you guys about is preparing for cozy season. What that looks like in terms of both our like everyday lives and our spiritual practices. And also, I think, as my husband says, we can have a double entendre. He says it in like a real Pittsburgh accent too.
Like,
drives me fucking bonkers
what's
when he does it.
the famous Dozzy?
Huh?
Donnie.
What?
The famous...
Donnie Iris?
Donnie Iris.
Dozzy?
I called him Dozzy.
I bet you he practiced Buddhism.
Oh my God, I was thinking about merch, and that's definitely something that we can make merch out of.
It's like you're reading my mind. I just created a whole list of goals yesterday for us, and that was on there.
We're
vibing today, guys.
I mean, but we're aligned.
So I've already started the soup season in my house.
Well, you know I have.
I just walked in and you have like 3 different soups you made this week.
Jeff said the other day, he's like, how many soups are you making? I was like, right now, I have 4.
Like that you're making this week?
I've already made.
All right.
Okay, I can't take credit for the butternut squash because that's left over from last fall, but I did take that out of the freezer. So I did make that. I made broccoli and cheddar.
Oh, that's right. You made keto soup for Jeffrey.
Yep. And he did say it turned out. I didn't think it was my best work, honestly. I was like, meh. I don't think I'm going to make this recipe again. I have to switch it up. I made the ham and 15 bean. And then I made the
Which
turkey.
I just tried and it's delicious.
Yeah, the turkey and white bean chili. That one turned out, whoa. Like, I did not want to share that one. But I'd already offered it up to one of Isla's teachers because I feed my teachers.
I love that.
Yeah.
I made a Tuscan vegetable white bean soup. But it was like tomatoes and spinach and celery, carrots, ground turkey. It was so good. Yeah.
I had posted on my personal Facebook page, it's soup season. What's your go-to soup? It got so much traction. There's so many responses and so many different soups. I'm very excited about this because people were posting like recipes to their soup too. Some people were, it's funny when people from different countries post soup recipes because my one friend posted, it was like Brussels and cheese. And I immediately was like, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, but I keep seeing these recipes for smashed Brussels sprouts with cheese that look amazing.
Correct. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to knock it. And then I offered another person soup, and I was like, what's your favorite type of soup? And she's like, I'm pretty open, just know, how do you pronounce this? Borscht?
Borscht.
I was like, I'm not fucking making that. But I guess it's good that you told me what you don't want.
It's an Eastern European thing.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting when sometimes it's like hard to think about what you want, and then it's like, okay, well, just tell me what you don't want.
Right, because I think we now live in a space where we want so much that it's hard. It's hard when you actually are met with a choice to be like, yep, this is what I want.
Yep.
And I think that doesn't just pertain to soup. That pertains to everything
in
life.
Especially when someone says, where do you want to go for dinner?
We have this struggle.
I mean, I never have that struggle because we don't eat out often. So it's usually like a very easy decision because it's like there's two places that will go with the kids. Now, if it's just Jeff and I, we can struggle.
Right. Well, we also don't eat out a lot. However, where this happens for us is when we actually have downtime.
Yes. Well, you said you just had
time.
that this past weekend.
Right. And we were like...
analysis paralysis.
Right. Absolutely. Did not know what to do because it's like, hey, we have this laundry list of shit we need to do. And we have all of these things that we want to do. And now we have 48 hours to make it happen.
Right. But sometimes I feel like it's really important. And this is so much more true now as I'm in this season of my life and I'm at this age, that trying to fill every moment with something to do is not healthy either.
No. And that's what we were trying to avoid, right? We were trying to avoid doing that, but how do we still fit in something we want to do?
Sure.
And get some tasks done that it's just been like, oh, fuck, we never have time for this, right? Mm-hmm. But then it becomes overwhelming to decide what those things are. Mm-hmm. And we did end up with downtime where we hung out and, enjoyed each other.
Yep.
Went to the farmer's market.
I know. That farmer's market is...
off the hook.
Yeah, is the bee's knees right there.
Yeah.
So in Pittsburgh, where we are recording, we are in the throes of fall. Temperatures are dropping. And wherever you are listening to this podcast, whether you're in the Western Hemisphere or you are here in the United States or possibly over in Europe, because Europe's going to start moving into fall as well, we are talking about all things chill vibes. That's what we're going for here. So one of the things too that you kind of touched on, Krystyn, is an activity that you can still do into the colder months is getting out into nature. I'll be very honest. One of the only activities that I probably like to do outside when it's cold and blustery is like going to like a winter festival or some sort of fun activity where others are involved. I could go on a brisk walk for maybe 20 minutes, but I'm not going to power hour it.
I want to do all the things. I want to go walking. I want to go hiking. I want to play pickleball. I want to go kayaking when it's cold.
Nope. I don't want to do anything that involves water.
Golf.
Okay. I do like skiing, or I should say I did like skiing. I haven't been skiing in a very, very long time. I'd probably be terrified to see.
I have taken that out of my extracurriculars due to injuries.
What about snow skiing? Have you ever done that?
Like cross country or snowshoeing?
Like snowshoeing.
I have snowshoes.
You do?
I do.
You own them?
I do own them. We haven't had enough snow close by in the last few years since I've bought them to use them.
Okay.
I feel like you have to have a good firm
snow.
Firm snow. I really want to go out to like the Pacific Northwest and do one of these like snowshoeing overnight, sleep in a hut excursions.
Okay.
And
what do you think that will gift you?
I mean, I think we've talked about this before. Anytime I travel,
yes,
I learn something new about myself.
Yes.
And alternatively, anytime I'm out in nature and have the opportunity to push myself,
yep,
I come back a new person.
Because I feel like if you do a new experience like that, where there's so much that you don't know, it is so rewarding. You have to be open to it, right? You can't be resistant because naturally, like, it's going to be chilly.
Right.
You're probably going to be hungry at some point. You know, there's so many elements that you're just left to have to rely on the basics.
Right. Well, so there's this thing called Everesting.
Okay.
Where it's basically you hike the equivalent of if you were going to summit Everest. And there's a guy, and I actually think it is the woman who created Spanx.
Yes.
Her husband is like a really super motivational guy.
Okay.
His name is Jesse. That's not his last name. His name is Jesse.
Yes.
And I believe he's the one that started this company. And it's a whole 3-4 day process. And they hosted it at different ski resorts, like pretty large ones in Vermont and Utah and a couple of other areas where they bring in motivational speakers. And even though you're working individually, you work together as a group and you hike. I think you have to do it within 36 hours, if I'm remembering correctly. You hike to the top, you chairlift down, you hike to the top, you chairlift down. And some of it's like 14 times. Some of it's like 28 times.
I do know about this.
Yeah. And then
it doesn't always have to be in snow.
It's usually not. I think they usually do it when it's not snowing.
Rachel
like
Hollis
muddy.
did this with her late husband, Dave.
Oh, really?
Yes. And they documented it.
I would love to do this.
Yeah.
I think it's incredible.
Yeah. That's a different type of challenge. Because that also takes into like mental stamina.
Right. I love that kind of thing though.
Okay.
I mean, that was what I liked about when I did the half marathon too.
Right.
It's that mental piece of it that I really like to challenge myself.
Yeah.
I feel like my body breaks down before my mind does, and that frustrates me. So I would want to get myself bodily into a place where I was feeling much stronger than I am now before I would try it.
Yeah, for sure. You would have to do a bit of training.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, you could actually physically probably die.
Do you want to do it with me?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say no, but sure. Why not?
Do you want to come and record a podcast while I do it on the mountain?
No. I mean, maybe just like get some content and check in.
Yeah.
I don't think we could do a podcast after and talk about.
I will be napping. That will be a time where I will fucking nap.
Not like right after, but like the day after. And we could talk about like what the experience was.
Yeah.
All right. So I have some notes here. The other thing that kind of brought this topic up when we were doing our topic creation brainstorming discussion was the fact that animals, not all animals, but there are a lot of animals that go into hibernation mode and will fatten themselves up, and then they go sleep for a long ass time, and then they wake up in the spring. Which I'm not going to lie, when I just phrased it like that, that sounds glorious. Just get really fat.
Rachel would like to be a bear.
Forever.
You could be a werebear.
Well, bears are probably the most well-known that do this, but groundhogs also hibernate.
We always have to talk about the groundhogs.
Yes, they do. And you know what else? Bats.
Oh, really?
Hedgehogs.
I do know this about hedgehogs because we have to keep her a certain temperature. Otherwise, she goes into hibernation and she can die.
Oh, how is Cinnamon doing?
She's just a sweet old lady.
I love that.
She's so sweet.
Snakes hibernate?
I feel like I knew that.
Some species of snakes, rattlesnakes, they have dens.
That's good.
Turtles.
Stay in your fucking den.
Turtles hibernate.
All species of turtle?
Many species of turtles, including the box turtle and painted turtles. And then frogs and toads.
That makes sense.
Burrowing into the mud at the bottom of ponds or streams. And then bears, of course, right? So grizzly bears, black bears, and brown bears are all known to be the best hibernators. What goes really well with soup? Sourdough. I definitely let my starter go. I think I'm going to have to really work at it. But I have challenged myself to make a gluten-free sourdough starter so I can hook Krystyn up with some sourdough bread.
I believe at one point I sent you a page. There's a girl that has an Instagram page that's all about gluten-free sourdough.
I do believe. Ooh, did you see the page I sent you?
Which one?
This morning. There is a gluten-free, she has like over 40,000 followers. She's Pittsburgh based, and she finds all of the gluten-free places.
Oh, no, this is an app. Find Me Gluten Free.
Well, then it's her app.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I have that app on my phone.
Oh, okay. She's Pittsburgh.
She is?
Yeah. You should be friends with her.
Interesting. I had no idea. Yeah, I use that app all the time.
Yeah, she's done very well. Because I found an event that I thought would be really fun to attend on Friday, November 1st, which we're not going to do because we have to be up at the ass crack of dawn to be at an event that we're hosting. Not hosting, we're attending.
Yeah. Listen, I've been training for this. I train for these early mornings.
I was like,
no.
What? Late night, early mornings? All right, well, we were talking about bread. So I feel like bread, soup, warm drinks are always really nice in the fall. Having people over, having candles burning. I love a good fire, whether that's outside in a fire pit or it's in a fireplace. Any real wood burning fire is my jam.
Right. I think that one of the biggest parts of this, right? Like there's obviously all the external pieces that we love, right? Which is all the cozy fall basic bitch stuff. We fall right in line.
We do.
We do. And I'm okay with that. But I think it's the inner hearth, the inner fireplace, the inner light that is like, how do we continue to stoke that and keep that burning through the winter months? Because in Western Pennsylvania, seasonal affective disorder is like a real thing.
Sad.
Like a lot of people are depressed in the winter here.
Yes. And it's scientifically proven. This isn't something that it's like a hypothetical.
As we are moving towards December 21st and we're moving towards darkness, right?
Darkness in the morning.
Well,
darkness in the evening.
Hours of darkness, right?
Darkness all
around. What is something that you do in your life and in your family in the winter that keeps your spirits high even though it's dark and cold?
I think that being transparent, it is a challenge. We are all really heavy sleepers, and so it is hard to get up when it is still dark outside, right? So I think for me, I just try to wake the children up in a way that is welcoming and warm, but also gives them enough time to give them 5 minutes, give them 10 more minutes, whatever that looks like. And I have found that if I have something cooking for breakfast, like maybe cinnamon rolls or having just toast in the toaster, having some kind of aromatherapy, some kind of smell that kind of wakes them up. It's like having, wake up with, what was the Folgers?
Folgers. Yeah.
In your cup, that jingle.
Yeah.
When I wake up and I smell coffee, I'm like, oh, I have something to look forward to, right? I'm like, something warm. So like maybe this fall season, I will maybe do some like warm cider. Like I'll have something that like has an aromatherapy to it. Maybe I'll have the diffuser going. I think that I find it to be a challenge to wake up in the mornings when it is dark outside. And I have my own ritual that allows me to wake up more with spunk in my step, if you will. And I have found that that has been working really well. I've been doing this practice where you actually taught it to me too, having gratitude in the morning and having gratitude in the evening, that these are the last things that I do when I go to bed. And the first thing I do when I wake up is as I'm waking up and I'm coming out of whatever dimension I'm in and I'm moving into the third dimension, I just remain present in my bed, eyes closed, and I just have gratitude for life and a bunch of different things that come into my brain. Usually it's based on something I have dreamt about the night before. And then that allows me to rise with gratitude. And I think that's really great. So naturally, the other thing that I think sometimes helps is to get showers in the morning. Krystyn, what are some of the morning routines that you find to be helpful in your family dynamic that keeps the energy centered and grounded while also dealing with the struggle that is waking up when it's dark?
I think honoring the cycle that we're in is really important. and aligning with nature's energies. So obviously our schedules are not always going to line up with the natural circadian rhythm that's happening during that season, right? But I do think that having those pieces in place that you can still honor it help to propel us forward in our day. So gratitude obviously is a big one. I really try to take time to listen to not just what I need, but what my family is needing in that moment. And we're doing a lot of work as a family of trying to really tune in to like, hey, maybe my energy is not matching your energy right now. And this is not what this other person needs. So we've been doing a lot of work within that. And that looks like us each having our own ritual and each having our own routine and then having space for us to come together. Because we've talked about this before where the mornings are like the time where we have family time together. So this morning was phase 10. We were playing phase 10 in the morning. So, I mean, it's just like one of those things, like anything that's going to kind of help to move us through. I have my own ritual in terms of lighting a candle, pulling cards, setting my intentions for the day. I do my gratitude, my growth, my grace, and my goals. And then I write about whatever card I pulled. So those are things that are like really important to me personally, as well as skincare, right? Making my bed, non-negotiable. We make our bed every morning. And Evie is establishing her own routine, which looks like getting up and practicing her instruments because that's when she has more time to do it. And
a fresh brain.
We were talking about this yesterday, honestly, because I thrive in the morning and the afternoon. You get me at like 3 o'clock on. I'm not the same Krystyn.
It's so true. It's so true. I mean, like last night, Jeff came home from work. It was a late night for him. And he was like, how was your day, lady? And I was like, it was good. It was good. But I'm ready for it to be over. And he was like, really? And I was like, oh, yeah, really, really. I'm ready to see ya. And I'm the same way.
I really have to rally for the evenings now.
Oh, yeah. Those memes that are like, you want to go to dinner at what? No. Nothing about that resonates with me.
I know.
Nope. And I love to get cozy in my bed.
Yeah.
I wonder if when you first get up in the morning, if you go outside and just stand outside for 3 minutes.
Yes.
If it has a similar awakening feeling.
Well, there's a lot of research about this actually too, of getting direct sunlight, obviously not staring at the sun, but getting sunlight in your eyes.
Well, yeah.
First thing in the morning.
For the circadian rhythm.
Right.
But if you're getting up at 5 or 6, there's no sun.
There's no sun, right. But I do want to reincorporate the cold plunge because we haven't gotten out of the routine of cold plunging in the morning, and it 100% makes you feel more awake. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to have a 3 o'clock cold plunge because that's really
an afternoon cold plunge,
right? Because that's really my downtime. Like I struggle, around that time to.
I think that's great because I think that you have to just listen to what works for you, not what works for everybody else.
Well, I am really trying to embrace the fact that there are habits, routines, behaviors, energies that I need to release right now in this specific season of life in order to move forward to where I know I'm headed.
Okay.
So I know I cannot get there without releasing some of the shit.
Yes.
And where I'm putting my energy right now. So I've been like very intentional the last couple of weeks about like, okay, what are my thoughts and where are these thoughts leading?
Yes.
And is that aligned with my goals?
Yes.
And is that aligned with my purpose?
Yeah. And that takes some sitting down and just focusing on all of those aspects and connecting them.
But I think the important part of that, though, is the consistency. I think the reason I've been able to get to this point of realizing I need to do this and then pinpointing what it is because every single morning I take that time for myself to write and to journal and to think. And so it's not perfect. Like there's mornings where I sit down for 5 minutes and then it's blown to smithereens, and that's fine. But I'm still taking the time every single morning to do it.
Yeah. Do you find the fall season, the start of the cozy season, does this bring up anything from your past, good, bad, or indifferent?
Well, the fall for me is very much my time of renewal. So this is more of like a new year for me than New Year is.
Okay.
So there's a lot of ritual around release and setting intentions that happen in the month of October.
Yeah.
Like between September, October, November.
Okay. And in this particular season of fall too, we have had a lot of cosmic activity and a lot of chaos and a lot of energy that would support staying grounded, being in your power, not letting others affect and have impact, just being very self-aware in the sense too that when you are triggered, again, to remain grounded and not react.
And I think a big part of staying grounded and not reacting is physically connecting yourself to the element of earth.
Yes, for sure.
So if you are struggling with being reactionary, or you're struggling right now with being up in your head and not being grounded to the present moment, I invite you to take that 3 minutes and take it a couple times a day if you need it, to just go outside, connect with earth, whether you stand there barefoot, whether you just soak it in, or you sit down, whatever. Just like get out of your own fucking way.
Yeah. Nature, and this goes back to the SAD disorder, one of the best activities, if you do suffer from it, and there's different levels naturally, but is to get back out into nature, even in the cold months, even when it's the last thing you want to do, just bringing that cold air into your lungs. It'll make you breathe deeper. It'll make you breathe slower, which then will give you pause for reflection.
Right. And I would invite you to do that in the darkness too. I know we talk about how it's hard to get up and be in the dark, and we have so many hours of darkness here in Pittsburgh as we're moving through this season. But the darkness equals unknown sometimes. And when we have a space of unknown, we have space for infinite creation.
Totally.
Because we're in a place of not really knowing, or we're in a place of moving through old shit, trudging through old behaviors. Like, okay, now what can we create from this?
No, I love that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that this coming
that's awesome. Cold
season, chill season. I'm going to do my gratitude in the morning, or do my gratitude right when I get up, come outside and stand outside for a period of time, just to have that initial like, oh my God, it's so cold outside. Okay, just breathe. And then come back inside to the warm home and the coziness. And then I
love that.
Yeah, because
I think that's a great practice
because
for you.
my energy does affect the kids' energies. There's no doubt.
And 100%. We are all affecting each other all the time.
Totally. And I think that they are going to continue to struggle into these next few months to get up, because again, my kids like to sleep. We like to get all cozy in our beds.
We are a reflection of each other. We're all a reflection of each other. And you're going to be a reflection of the people that you're closest to. So this is why we talk about modeling behavior too when it comes to being parents. But also, if you're listening to this, chill the fuck out. Just chill the fuck out. Don't take yourself so seriously. Like, just have fun.
Yeah.
Just chill the fuck out.
Yes.
Chill vibes only, guys.
Chill vibes only.
It doesn't need to be so serious. Things don't have to be right and wrong. Like, just chill.
Yeah. Drop the perfection at the door.
Play a little phase 10 in your morning.
See you later.
Hop outside in your cold plunge. Take a fucking cold shower. Dance with your kids.
Shot of whiskey.
Don't send your kids to school with vodka.
Still stand behind that.
I know you do. And I'm going to continue to remind the people
bourbon.
It's a bad idea. Oh, I love bourbon.
I know.
I love a good old fashioned. So that's my homework
Okay.
for you and I this week.
Yeah.
Is to not take yourself so seriously. I'm not going to take myself so seriously. We're going to chill out, literally, and we're going to get outside. We're going to chill out inside, and we're going to chill out on the outside.
A lot of chill happening.
There's a lot of fucking chill happening. I know my energy is like, whew, out there at the moment, but I'm feeling it. I feel energized for this time. I feel energized for what we're creating and how we're moving through this space. And I think all of what you need you have inside of you, right?
Always.
So if you could just chill the fuck out for a minute, you might be able to listen to it and move forward.
Yes. I think you are on the money with the advice that you're sharing and the direction that you're giving people. I mean, one of the best parts about being in this podcast space is nobody can see us because we don't do the video part of it, but because I feel that our voices translate what we're feeling and the truth behind what we're saying. That's so beautiful. And I could really feel you giving that to our listeners and being like, just chill out, but in a beautiful way.
Right.
Not in a like
I'm lifting you up.
Yeah. Lifting you up, calming you down, allowing yourself to have grace and renewal. And if you're taking this all in and you're like, I'm like so pumped up to do nothing.
Yeah.
Just know that that will allow you to do so much.
Right. This is us giving you permission to chill out.
And that's the whole premise of meditation, right? It's quieting down. It's bringing all of the thoughts in our brains to a place where our ego is no longer driving our brain. And we're just being so still and having those moments where you can let everything get to a simple place. And then you can have the energy come in that you have been needing without knowing that you've been needing it.
I would even invite you to take that meditation a step further. And rather than being focused on the stillness, just focused on being. Because I think a lot of people struggle with the idea of being still, or how do I stop the thoughts in my head? How do I get my mind quiet? Like that seems like a lot. Instead, I would invite you to just be. Just be in the space and acknowledge the thoughts that are coming and going. That's the biggest advice that I've ever received that was helpful for me in meditation, was when something would come into my space, right? And I'm meditating and I can visualize it in my mind's eye and I'm worried about this or I'm worried about that. Acknowledge it and set it free. Not in a way that you release it, but it's like, hey, I'm going to set this right over here. I'm going to put this in this little box of things that I thought about. I acknowledged I thought about it. I'm going to move on from it.
Yeah.
And then the next thought happens and you do the same thing over again. And it's the same thing of just going through every day of life. Going through the seasons and going through the cycles, is just acknowledging it, doing the best you can with it, and moving forward. Or just being.
Just being.
Because sometimes moving forward is just being.
Sure. If you were to play a soundtrack while you are making soup or baking cookies or sourdough or whatever, what's going to be on your tunage list?
I have so many. I have many fall vibes playlists. I have some that are more like very indie folk and have like Gregory Alan Isakov and other indie artists like that. And then I also have these cozy autumn lo-fi YouTube channels that I just love to chill down to.
Okay.
They're so great. I love lo-fi. Gets me in a good space.
All right. So if someone's listening and they're like, what is lo-fi? That would be Rachel. What is lo-fi?
Let me look up the actual definition for you because...
Should I play some? Hey, Google, play some lo-fi music.
You would love lo-fi hip-hop too. Okay, so it is, the actual definition is, lo-fi is a music or production quality in which elements usually regarded as imperfection in the context of recording or performance are present, sometimes as a deliberate choice. And it is a really kind of like a nostalgic, relaxing...
Sort of like The Roots or A Tribe Called Quest lo-fi?
No.
I
don't even know how to describe it.
Okay. Well, how does it make you feel when you listen to it?
It makes me feel at ease.
Okay.
It makes me feel energized to be in the moment and not be moving forward from the moment, which I think is why I like it so much.
It just brought up something in my mind about when you're making food, and this is so true. We've talked about this before. The energy that you put into your food translates into how the food tastes.
Right.
So like if you're listening to music that you're vibing with, and then I'm just envisioning like mixing cookie batter or something, and You're just vibing with the music as you're.
Now you're getting into kitchen witchery too, right?
Yeah. Well, yes.
But this is the best way I can describe lo-fi is just chill. It's just chill.
It's just chill.
Like this episode.
Yeah.
Just like you guys. It's just chill.
We're about to go chill and have some soup.
Yep.
And we wish we could have soup with you.
What are you going to do this cozy season?
I'm going to continue to nurture my businesses, nurture myself, and nurture my family.
I love that.
Just going to nurture.
I think nurture is a good word. I'm going to savor.
I'm
going to savor.
Yeah.
I'm going to romanticize all the little pieces of life.
I just love fall so much. I fall in love with it every single time it comes. Well, here is we're cheersing to you to chill the fuck out. So pick up your glass of whatever you're drinking and cheers to you to chill out. Cheers.
Cheers. She's Team Stanley. I'm Team Brewmate over here, guys.
I'm team whoever gifts me a water container. So if you want to gift me a Brewmate, I will probably turn into it. I do like those ones though, because they're completely sealed up top.
I love it so much. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. Thanks for chilling the fuck out with us. Go listen to some lo-fi, eat some soup, hug your loved ones, meditate,
make a fire,
chill the fuck out.
Chill out.
We got this.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See ya.